time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. This is one of the most famous quotes from the person whose story you are about to hear. Someone who turned every failure into a step toward a bigger victory. Someone who fell was pushed aside, but rose again each time and rebuilt the world in his own way. This is the story of Steve Jobs. Steve was interested in building things from an early age. The garage of his house wasn't just an empty space, it was his laboratory, where he spent hours working with screwdrivers, circuits, and soldering irons. That's where he met Steve Wozniak, a shy, brilliant guy who loved electronics. Together, they built their first circuits. But there was one major difference between them. Wozniak built for fun, but Jobs built for the future, for a world that didn't exist yet. This difference sometimes caused jealousy among friends. Many people said, "Your ideas are too big, it's impossible." But Jobs wasn't the kind of person who accepted impossible. If something failed, he rebuilt it. If something didn't work, he made a better version. He believed that a small spark inside a garage could shake the world. In 1976, that spark lit up Apple I, a simple circuit board with a massive dream behind it. People laughed at them. They didn't even have enough money for parts. They bought everything secondhand. But they continued anyway. Then came Apple II, one of the most successful computers in history. But as Apple grew, so did the conflicts. Some people were jealous. Some couldn't handle the pressure. Some talked behind his back. But Jobs saw only the future. In the early 1980s, he joined a project that would later change the path of technology, the Macintosh. A computer with a mouse, with graphics, with a human-centered design. But the road to building the Mac was full of failures. The project stopped many times. The team became exhausted. Conflicts increased. But Jobs refused to give up. He wanted it better, cleaner, more innovative. And this stubborn creativity turned the Mac into a technological revolution. But eventually, the company he had built decided to remove him. They fired him. For many people, this would have been the end. But for him, it was a new beginning. He started again and built next. Products that were complex and ahead of their time. Maybe they weren't commercially successful, but their technology later became the core of Apple's operating system. A little later, he bought a small company called Pixar, a company no one took seriously. But from there, the first full-length computer-animated movie in history was created, Toy Story. And the world understood that Steve Jobs wasn't just a computer builder. He was a path builder. Years later, Apple faced a major crisis. It had no choice but to bring back the person it once pushed out. Jobs returned, and this time, not just as a manager, but as the architect of the future. From that return, products were born that redefined the modern world. iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad. Devices that changed the lifestyle of billions of people. A boy who started in a garage built an industry that connected the world. He overcame jealousy. He survived failures. He turned being fired into a bridge back to the top. And he proved that creating means believing in something that does not exist yet. And now, the same quote that shaped his path and still echoes across the world. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.